I am Gani, CEO of Cosmic Circuits and also convener for the Technovation Awards 2011. The Indian electronics market is expected to exceed $400 billion in few years to come. Wide variety of companies are required to address this market, including the companies focused on innovation and the companies which is formed to fill the ecosystem gaps. The companies would be of Indian origin and also multinationals. ISA has instituted Technovation Awards to recognize the innovations that is happening in India, the companies behind them, and also the individuals who are driving force behind this. This is our 5th year, and in the next few minutes I'll be covering about the Technovation Awards 2011 in detail. The Technovation 2011 has broadly 3 areas. One is Intellectual Property Award, that is the companies that is focused on creating intellectual property in India. Second is ecosystems, the companies which has taken the business risk to address the ecosystem gap, since the holistic growth in ESDM industry is required to address this $400 billion market. And finally, the individual awards, celebrating the individuals who are a driving force behind these companies and innovations. Let me go through one by one. The Intellectual Property Award is designed to identify the intellectual property created in India and the companies behind them. The broadly 4 categories which we are focusing on. One is semiconductor company. This includes design fabless companies and the EDA companies, for example. And the OEM consumer is electronic companies focused on consumer product. OEM enterprise is electronics companies focused on enterprise products or the products for enterprise market, and the embedded design company which is involved in creating reference cards and the entire solution, but probably not branding the solution in their name. So each of these 4 categories will have 3 awards. One is for an Indian Startup Award for the companies which is headquartered in India and less than 3 years of existence. And the second is an Indian Enterprise Award for the companies which is more than 3 years of existence in India and legally headquartered in India. And the third is for a multinational which has got more than 6 months of its existence of its either subsidiary or branch in India, and for the innovations done in India. All the nominations should not be focused on the companies and instead should focus on the specific innovation done by the companies. Multiple nominations are allowed per company. MNCs, again to repeat, can nominate for the work done by their Indian branch or the Indian subsidiary. We also request the companies to avoid detailed confidential information in their application. And I also want to take a minute to explain about the OEM consumer and enterprise. If there is a confusion between whether your product belongs to a consumer category or enterprise category, please feel free to write to the Technovation committee and we will clarify it. Or one way to understand this is, if your end product is used by the consumer, the companies will be selected on the following categories: novelty, complexity, business impact, competitive strength, and some bonus points for creating environmental friendly products. Again, re-emphasizing, the companies nominating should focus on nominating for an innovation done in the company, such as a world competitive, the highest speed processor or the greatest video codec, rather than the company in generic, like the number of people in the company or the number of patents or the papers from the whole of the company. The second category is Ecosystem Award. Ecosystem Award is designed to recognize the companies which have taken the business risk to build the ecosystem infrastructure in India. Needless to say, the $400 billion opportunity cannot be addressed only by the design companies. Just like our neighbors in Asia, we need to address this market holistically, which means the ecosystem partners are very important in this large market space. Again, there are 2 categories. One is the semiconductor ecosystem company and EMS company. Each of this category will have further the same 3 awards: Indian Startup Award, Indian Enterprise Award, and Multinational Enterprise Award. And the awards are specifically for the infrastructure that has been built in India. The selection criteria for the ecosystem award companies would be based on the companies, if they are the first ones to take the business risk to fill that ecosystem gap in India, for the innovations that they have brought in for the local content, the competitiveness, the completeness of the offering, that is, it includes reliability and certification, etc., cost effectiveness, competitive strength, especially with respect to China, Korea, etc., and finally the environmental friendly. The third category is individual awards. This awards to individuals associated with semiconductors and electronics with impact in India. And we have 4 awards, starting with Technovation, which is a lifetime achievement award for a global citizen of any nationality for his contributions in electronics and semiconductors having an impact on India. And Techno Mentor, mainly for mentoring, which has got 2 subcategories, one for electronics and one for semiconductors, which recognize an academician, researcher, or an industry professional for his outstanding contribution in the field of electronics or semiconductors through mentoring others in technology and technical domains. The final one is the Sarabhai Award, which is designed for an individual for his or her leadership skills in the area of semiconductor or electronics, for a person who has stayed in India and recognized for his continued efforts in India in the above area. We have a panel of eminent jury for these awards. The jury for semiconductors would be Mahesh, who is the first TA fellow of Texas Instruments India, Shantanu, co-founder of ETM Systems, and Shanti Pavan, professor IIT Chennai. And the jury for electronics awards would be Chetan Maini, founder and chief strategy technology Mahindra Reva, Arnab Roy, co-founder of Tejas Networks and also vice president engineering, and Subramanya, who is the CEO of Tata BP Solar. The jury for individual award will include Harish Hande, managing director Selco, also the winner of Raman Magsaysay Award 2011, Professor Sadagopan, director IIIT Bangalore, Mohan Yagnashankaran, senior fellow National Semiconductor. Nominations for this is open on August 15, 2011, and the last date for submitting the nominations in all the categories that has been explained to you is October 15, 2011. The award function will be held in Bangalore in December 16, 2011. If you have any clarifications that is required, please write to us at technovation2011@isaonline.org, and for applying online, please visit the website isaonline.org/technovation_2011. Technovation is an important event to celebrate and showcase the brand India in electronics and semiconductors space. The winners of Technovation will get an opportunity to display their product in ISA's Vision Summit, which will be held in the month of February 2012, attended by leaders of global semiconductor and electronics industry. I request all eligible companies to nominate and also nominate the individuals who are driving force behind the ESDM industry in India. We leave you with the images of our past award function. Thank you very much.
I am indeed delighted to participate in the ISA Technovation Awards 2008, organized by India Semiconductor Association, ISA.